in a desperate attempt to replace the hole that is stand-up comedy and find a different way to seek the attention of strangers. Starting Ponke Thoughts. I used to do that as a thing on Instagram, Ponke Thoughts, but now it's gonna be YouTube because I have more to say than 60 seconds worth of material. I don't know. I tried doing Clipped. It's an MMA show, and I was like half in, half out because I realized after I started it that I didn't know nearly as much as I used to when we were doing On the Button, me and Ben. So I was like, I don't know if I have enough MMA knowledge anymore to keep up enough to do a show. And I was like on the fence about doing it, and then everything canceled. So I didn't have to decide anymore. That's cool. So I'm going to just do this. Talk about random stuff. I'm still working. I'm not quarantined. I'm clearly outside here and from my lovely studio apartment in Los Angeles, California. No, I'm in the sunroom of my grandma's house, but there's flowers, so it's nice. It's actually kind of nice out. It's so funny. Like every day, I keep seeing more and more like local comics just doing some kind of Facebook Live or something. I'm like, dude, why? Like, dude, if like Joe Rogan did a live Facebook feed thing where he tries to answer the questions people type in, I don't think I would watch that. And then by like 3:30 today, I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start a whole YouTube thing, and then I'm gonna also go Facebook Live later tonight because I understand now why you're doing it. No one wants to pay attention to anybody, but everyone wants to be heard. This is weird, man. This is a weird time for this to happen. This is a weird time for us all to realize that social media has made us need other people's attention and also made it so that we like so clearly don't care about other people's stuff. Like the best example in like simplicity is when you have a video and you go to show it to somebody. That's a great feeling. You're like, you really want them to watch it, and then when they're not paying attention, it kind of hurts. Just like the smart people will be able to do this with me. Flip that scenario in your head and then have them showing you the video. You know how annoyed you always get? You're like, oh, okay, yeah, sweet. 4 minutes long? Why is this in my face? Get this out of my fuck. It's the same thing that you want to do, but none of us want to listen. We all want to show off. It's fucking weird. I'm getting so sick of, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just comedy ruined that, but I was already kind of annoyed at it before I even started doing stand-up. People just like, hey, look, this meme is funny, and therefore I am. It's like, no, someone else made it. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, anyway, I'm still working, not quarantined. We were decided to be essential, so dude, this is the weirdest lockdown ever. They're like, everyone's locked down. You can't leave your homes unless your work is essential. Okay, who's essential? Absolutely everybody. What? Dude, like what? If you're not like a movie theater or a bar, you're still working. It's freaking weird. And if you're a restaurant, you're working because that's food, and food is life sustaining. But if you're a restaurant, or if you're a bar or restaurant, you had alcohol, and that's not life maintaining or whatever. So even if you had great food, no, not allowed. As far as I can gather from my zero amount of research I've done on this for the local area. I don't know, man. There's a lot of traffic for lockdown times too today. It started at midnight, and there's there was very little compared to a normal like Tuesday, but still a lot more cars than I expected to see. Because you feel real good when you're, I'm essential. They gave me my papers. I'm essential worker. And then in the morning you see all these cars, and it's not just you. And the more cars you see, the less you feel essential. You don't feel special anymore. That sucks. I'm trying to swear less. This happened because my lovely friend Derek, he He never swears, man. But what happened was we got kind of screwed on a delivery, and he really let it go. And it held so much more power. When you don't swear, and then you get mad enough to really like let it go, it holds so much more value when that F word that you never say is said. It holds something. If you just say it all the time, you're desensitized to it. Like that guy says that about everything. He says it all the time. You lost all the power. Balance and everything is good. So honestly, it's maybe not the most righteous way to look at it, but when his F-bomb landed and I felt more power from it, I was like, I want that power. So I'm going to try and swear less so that when I do it, people listen. Yeah, that's where that went. I will leave you with a thought. I don't know. We might try and keep these around like 7 minutes. Just like I was going to do the MMA show. And I don't know, maybe once fights start back up, I'll keep that rolling too. But whatever. People always ask, what's your biggest fear? Like spiders, snakes, falling, heights, failure. I'm gonna ask you, what is your smallest fear? For example, mine is when I take a sip of this straight Pepsi, having one of the bubbles like pop and go up my nose as I'm inhaling, and then it like gets that really fiery burn, and all of a sudden like I freak out and then like maybe even throw up out of fear and panic, and then I still post this video. That's my smallest fear. Is it because it's a low probability? I don't think so. Because when you ask somebody what's your greatest fear, the probability of you running into a snake or a spider isn't gigantic. It's definitely more than what just happened with this Pepsi thing. But I don't think that's really it. It might be how scared of it you are, I guess. Because I'm not that scared of the scenario I just depicted. Yeah, this could be an interesting show. Ponke Thoughts. Don't miss my Facebook live stream later because we're all desperate.